Hi everyone, Kristina here. Welcome to another video at my YouTube channel. I'm jumping right into today's card by cutting a circle mask. I'm using a circle die from Lawn Fawn, and I'm using some masking paper from Simon Says Stamp to create a circle mask that I'm going to put on top of some Nina Solar White cardstock. So I put down my craft sheet. This is going to protect my work surface while I'm doing some ink blending. And I'm putting on this circle mask. You'll notice that I have the circle off to one side. That's because I've thought ahead for my card design and I want the circle to be off center. I'm going to be using 4 different colors of distress ink today, and I'm going to start with Squeezed Lemonade. I'm using a mini round blending tool just to bring that color onto the very bottom of that circle, and I'm trying to keep my hand very light because that's how you can avoid getting really big strokes. So I sped this up quite a bit because I think I spent about almost 10 minutes just blending all of these inks, but the colors look amazing. I'm now using ripe persimmon, and that orange and yellow come together to a really, really pretty color. After I did ripe persimmon, I moved on to picked raspberry, and this just brings in a really, really pretty pink. And as I start to blend in the last color, which is chipped sapphire, I'm going to get a purple and then going into a blue. And it's just a really fun way to get sort of summer sunset sort of look on your card, is to use really bright, fun colors like this. And I'm going to be creating a little bit of a scene with a tree, so I thought it would be fun to have this sort of sunset background behind the tree. So I'm just continuing to blend that on until I have everything on there. You'll notice that I'm just using a piece of white paper for my hands because I didn't want my fingertips to pick at that ink and then get it where I don't want it. So I'm peeling up that mask now, and once again I'm going to bring in that circle. I'm just using the circle from the actual masking paper. That's just to protect the work surface from my fingertips. I was afraid that any ink that was on my fingertips would transfer onto the white of this card, and as you can tell, it's a really, really sharp mask, and any color on my fingers would totally stand out against this white, and I didn't want that to happen. So I just pulled up this mask, and I love how it turned out. It's so bright and cheerful, but yet also kind of looks like nighttime sky. I think it looks really, really cool. So I'm using the Gently Seasoned 2 stamp set from Paper Smooches, and I'm stamping the tree outline, like the trunk and the branches, and Simon Says Stamp black ink. And once I have the tree all stamped and pressed down firmly, I'm going to go ahead and mount a couple different small leaves on blocks. The first small leaf stamp that I'm using is the outline stamp. There are 2 outline leaf stamps in the stamp set. There's a big and a small. So I'm starting out with the big one, and I'm just filling in some of these leaves coming off of these branches. And after I have a few of them filled in, just going to add a few more. After I have them filled in, I'm going to go back in and put these small leaves in there. This is just to fill out the entire tree and make it look more full. And then I eventually did bring back that larger leaf stamp just to add a few more leaves to the very top of the tree because it was looking a little bit bare up there at the kind of top left. So I added a few more of those larger leaves, and then I had my tree completely stamped. So I'm going to move on to the greeting. I've got some Licorice Twist cardstock here from Basil, and I'm just putting on some powder tool, and that looks like a lot of powder, but I don't mind having a lot of powder for my powder tool because it really helps cut back on any stray embossing powder sticking to areas where I don't want it. And that powder just wipes off when you're done anyway. Sprinkling on some Hero Arts white embossing powder, and just shaking off the excess, and then heating it with my heat tool until it's completely melted. I'm going to trim down this greeting area so it's a small strip, and it's going to go on the card right there, but I want it to have a little ribbon end. So I'm cutting off the left side and then cutting in to make that V shape on the end of this greeting. My plan is to cut a small slit next to that trunk and slide that cardstock underneath. So in order to get the right size cut on my inked and blended cardstock here, just using that off to the side, and then I'm using my craft knife to cut that little area where the greeting can slide into. I'm going to put a little bit of foam adhesive on the back of the greeting on the left side. And then I'm going to try sliding it in under that tree trunk. And it takes a little bit of time to get it in the right area because I wanted that cut to be very precise to the length that it needed to be. But once I got that cardstock in, it just slid right in with no problem whatsoever. So just press that down onto that side there, and the greeting is on the card. The card base I'm using today is some 110-pound Nina Solar white cardstock, scored at 5.5 for a top folding card. I then took some black and white diagonal striped washi tape from MT Tapes and put that along the right side of the card. At this point, I decided that I wanted that whole inked area to be a little more narrow, so I cut it down so that it was a little bit more narrow and then put foam adhesive on the back of it. Just using my grid mat here to help me get this on here completely straight. So I'm going to straighten that card base and then use one of the vertical lines on my craft mat to get that on there just right. So that's the card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this really fun ink blending with a mask technique, and I will catch you guys on Monday for a brand new card video. Thanks so much for watching. On screen right now are 3 more card videos where I used masking and ink blending. So if you are really fascinated by this technique, go ahead and check out any of these videos on screen. You can click on the image of the card and it will take you directly to that video. Or if you're on a mobile device, please check the links in the video description and you can click over from there. You can visit my blog at kwernerdesign.com, and you can see me on social media at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. Once again, thank you so much for watching today's video. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on Monday.